The British counterpart of New Historicism is called cultural materialism. So, what is New Historicism? Let me give you a brief definition on New Historicism. New Historicism is an approach that advocates the parallel reading of literary and non literary texts, usually of the same period. In the other words, the non literary text becomes a core text of the literary text. The literary text is not privileged against the background of historical and non literary texts. The textuality of history and the historicity of texts are given equal weight in New Historicism. And the term New Historicism was first used by the American critic Stephen Greenwald in his book Renaissance Self Fashioning From Moore to Shakespeare in the year 1980. And this cultural materialism is a politicized framework in cultural materialism, includes the historical context, theoretical approaches, textual analysis with political commitment. Cultural materialism is described as a politicized form of historiography. A culture includes all forms of culture, it includes even high culture as well as popular culture. The influence of theoretical approaches such as structuralism and post structuralism, and the political commitment as in Marxism, and the break from the Christian framework combined with the reading of the text makes cultural materialism very close to new historicism. And Williams was a member of the Communist Party of Great Britain, which is called CPGB, and as a student at Cambridge, but he left it after his return from the war and maintained a critical distance from all kinds of active political involvement. And the work, that is the publication of Culture and Society, actually brought him into an active involvement in the political discussion concerning culture. So during the 60s, Williams came into contact with European Marxist theorists like, Lucian Goldman and other theorists, even Engels. And Marxism and literature records his dialogue with Marxism. And ever since then, Williams' work was carried a distinct Marxist emphasis. However, his commitment to Marxism was neither conformism nor an acceptance of orthodoxy. And William was deeply suspicious of all forms of orthodoxies and accepted truths. Theory for him was practice, and he never professed anything that did not emerge from practice or experience. He had difficulties in subscribing to Marx's idea of base and superstructure. He sought to redefine this most hallowed concept of Marxism. William has been unique in rejecting the concept as it has been understood by the Marxist. And his argument for connections and relationships between varied social practices has given rise to the most important of his concepts, which we studied now, that is cultural materialism. And according to him, culture is itself a material activity and not an effect of superstructure which is caused by the economic base. Cultural materialism has been chiefly responsible for the emergence of culture studies as a distinct discipline in British universities and also new historicism in the US. And Williams' early work,